The arrival. When 22-year-old Aaron Patel arrived at Elmwood Hall for his final year of university, he expected an ordinary semester filled with studies and friends. But everything changed when he was assigned room 306, a room at the end of the hallway that seemed colder than the rest, with a faulty overhead light that buzzed faintly and a mirror above the desk that had a barely noticeable crack running down its side. The residents next door were oddly quiet, and the hallway always seemed deserted no matter the time. Aaron shrugged it off, assuming it was just the stress of returning to school. But on his very first night, as he lay in bed scrolling through his phone, he heard soft whispers. Faint, barely audible, but real. He sat up, listening intently. The whispers stopped. Dismissing it as imagination, he rolled over, until the light flickered violently, and the whisper returned, this time clearer. You're not alone. Over the next few nights, things escalated. Aaron would wake at 3:13 a.m. sharp, always the same time, with a feeling of being watched. His belongings were subtly moved, lights turned on by themselves, and the cracked mirror began showing strange shadows behind him that weren't there in real life. Once, he caught a glimpse of a tall, shadowy figure standing just behind him, but when he turned, nothing. His roommate had yet to arrive, and the RA said the room was supposed to be single occupancy due to some changes in the system. One evening, Aaron found deep scratch marks behind the closet door, as if someone or something had tried to claw their way out. When he spoke to a janitor about it, the man turned pale and muttered, "Room 306 again," before walking away without another word. Disturbed, Aaron began digging. He visited the campus archive and searched for anything about Elmwood Hall. What he found horrified him. Decades ago, Room 306 had been the site of a student's mysterious disappearance. A boy named Dylan had gone missing one night, and though police searched the room thoroughly, they found no trace of him. Eventually, the room was sealed off, but for reasons unknown, it had quietly been reopened in recent years. Aaron found old maintenance records referring to 306 as structurally compromised, and notes from a retired janitor mentioning, the mirror must never be replaced. When Aaron tried to ask campus staff about the history, most either acted like they didn't know or grew uncomfortably quiet. That night, he dreamed of the mirror cracking wide open and something crawling out of it. One morning, Aaron stared into the mirror and noticed his reflection wasn't mirroring him perfectly. It blinked when he didn't, smiled when he frowned. It was a fraction off, wrong. He took a photo, and when he checked it, there was a dark figure standing behind him. Tall, faceless, drenched in shadows. He turned. No one there. But the air felt heavier, like electricity, just before a storm. He found a hidden symbol scratched into the closet floor, a circle enclosing a triangle with an open eye at the center. When he searched online, it resembled ancient protection symbols or summoning glyphs. His phone began glitching, deleting files except for one picture, the cracked mirror with the shadow behind him, now closer. Panicked, Aaron went to stay at a nearby motel, but the room followed him. At exactly 3:13 a.m., the TV in his motel flickered on by itself, showing live grainy footage of room 300 in SIX's mirror. And in it, the figure stood again, unmoving, closer than before. Then came the voice through the static, "Come home." The next morning, when Aaron returned to Elmwood, the administration told him there was no room 306. The hallway now read 305, 307. The door to 306 was gone. Only a blank wall stood where his room used to be. But he knew what he saw. He broke in that night and measured the hallway. There was empty space between the rooms. He tore at the drywall, exposing a sealed doorway. Inside, he found a mirror-lined chamber. No furniture, no windows, only reflections. Dozens of them. Each one showed his reflection, except one. That one showed nothing. Then it smiled and stepped forward. Aaron couldn't move. A cold hand gripped his shoulder. He spun around. Nothing. When he looked back at the mirror, it was empty. Aaron disappeared that night. Police claimed he left town, but the forums whispered otherwise. Some say he became part of the room. Others say they hear knocking at 3:13 a.m. where room 306 used to be, 3 soft taps behind the wall, behind the mirror. So if you're ever staying in a hostel and you're placed in room 306, don't look in the mirror after midnight. Don't answer the knock. And whatever you do, never open the closet. Because he remembers, and he's waiting. If this story made you shiver, subscribe to Midnight Echoes for more true horror tales and real-life nightmares. Every week, we dive deeper into the stories no one dares to speak. Hit that bell, and don't be afraid of the dark. Be afraid of what's hiding in it.